There were three parts to this project that we had to work on: the motor, the coating, and the boat frame. The first part of the project we wanted to work on was the motor, so we went to Lee's to pick one out. There were so many different motors. We didn't want one that was too weak or it wouldn't propel the boat, and we didn't want one that was too strong or water would get everywhere. With some help, we decided to go with a 3-volt motor, which turned out to be perfect for our boat. Next, with some help from Mr. Williams, we 3D printed a dowel that extended how far the motor could reach, because we didn't want our motor to get wet. This dowel proved to be a challenge to print because making it fit the motor and the fan blade required 2 different diameters on the different ends. Eventually we got a dowel that we were happy with. These were our prototype dowels that we made to see which ones would fit both ends. And this is our final motor that we came up with. The second part was the coding. The code was somewhat simple, where whenever you pressed the button on one microbit, the other one would receive the signal and tell the boat what to do. We also made it so that there were LEDs telling you what the boat was doing at the time. If it was an X, it was stopped, and if it was an arrow, it would be moving forward. These are our microbits that we used, and the right microbit also has a motor bit attached to it. The motor bit lets you control how the boat moves, and without it our boat wouldn't work. This was one of our problems, is we didn't know we needed this until we asked Mr. Williams why our boat didn't work the day after. The last part was making the frame, and this was probably the easiest part, because when we went to Home Depot to get some styrofoam, they gave us a piece of scrap because they didn't sell any styrofoam. But this piece of scrap just happened to have a cutout that was the perfect shape for our boat. Now it was time to put everything together. We taped everything to see if it would work, but there were a few difficulties with where to put the motor so that the blade was underwater. We added a piece of styrofoam to the back to hopefully elevate the motor and submerge the blade in the back more. This is the final picture of our completed boat. After all was said and done, we finally got our boat to work. We tried to email 3 different local companies, but none of them responded, and we couldn't really find any other local companies because they're usually sold in big box stores like Walmart or Best Buy, and we couldn't really contact those people, and online they're usually sold on AliExpress or Amazon, and we couldn't contact those people either because they're not specialized in RC vehicles and they couldn't help us. If we were to build it again, we would have a different frame that would cruise through the water better, and a rudder to have it be able to turn, and add that to our code too. Pros of this boat is that it's light and can be controlled by a remote wirelessly, so you don't have to go into the water and turn it on and off. It's also really easy to code for if you wanted to add new parts. There are cons though, as it can only go straight and can't turn, and its range is limited, so you can't go into big bodies of water and use it.